Hi everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers G1 movie-style Starscream. You can see him there in front of the box, which we'll go ahead and put this off to the side real quick to look at. Yes, it is a, well, the shape is very G1 in shape, but yeah, it's very different in that there's no windows. It's just nice artwork, actually. You got Starscream in both jet and robot mode there, and you got Autobot City and whatnot in the background. You got plastic-free packaging and that classic Hasbro logo. Decepticon Air Commander and all that stuff. It says Transformers the movie up there because, yeah, it's movie deco. That's basically just, it's an excuse to make the G1 toy more anime accurate, I guess, or cartoon accurate. Up here, of course, you got the kind of classic G1 steps right there. On the side, you have a couple shots of the toy right there. On this side, you have extensions of artwork, and again, plastic-free packaging. On the bottom, you have some copyrights and whatnot and what's included. And on the back, you have, of course, some product shots, warnings, multiple languages of bio, and of course the good old tech specs as well. Actually, not a bio, that's a movie, I guess, movie tagline. You have some bio stuff, the tech specs bio thing, and of course that. But no red card to read that, but you can kind of see it pretty well anyway. So there you go. And of course you have the instructions, which weird enough are kind of weird because, well, it's got the Transformers movie stuff, but you got some classic-esque, I'm not sure if these are the original drawings or they're recreated or what, but, you know, they're very similar to G1. And it also folds out the same way a lot of the old G1 instructions did, which is just kind of big old long strip of paper. But it's a G1 toy, so hopefully you don't need it that much. Anyway, Starscream, and, well, cartoon accurate colors, mostly. You can see there, yes, F-15 style jet, although, you know, some liberties taken here and there. You know, you got the... Well, you got the kind of the very bone white grayish color. You got the red and the orange cockpit, which now has actually white stripes picking out some stuff. Although weird because, well, you can see that. Yeah, I'll try. You got Decepticon symbols right there. You got the ridiculous safety missiles, and got those blue tail fins, which are, yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to remember the tail fin stuff. This is all separate in the box. You also have his landing gear, which is also separate in the box, and yeah, you can see it's a separate piece. Does have all the landing, yeah, it does have all the landing gear. You got the, well, pretty much the robot mode just chilling out underneath, including the face right there, which is painted. On mine is nice, but apparently might not mean it's universal. But you got all that stuff, and you got the rubbery nose cone. Yeah, it is rubber. So you got that. It doesn't even quite, you can see, also doesn't quite fit correctly. And there you go. Oh yeah, and of course the thrusters back here, which are not really black, but kind of this weird, almost bluish gray. So you got that. Anyway, he also has, still has the opening cockpit. Well, if you have a little original Diaclone or any other small dude, you can put that in there. I do not have any, at least not, I can think off the top of my head. Yeah, you can also, the wheels do roll still. You can also even rotate that so you can, I guess, do that, although it doesn't really make him turn. Accidentally fire that off. Yeah, because he does have the firing missiles, and they are very sensitive, hair triggered, and they're decent. Not the best missiles, but not the worst. They come out, but yeah, you can see they are now safety oriented because, well, yeah, they're all long and they stick out funny and they look weird, and that's just kind of how it is. And they barely engage in there. They're very sensitive, so just be careful with those. You do not want to lose your missiles or shoot yourself in the eye or anything. Yeah, they just, you know, it's simple. Load in and they'll click. Is they're supposed to click? That is not clicking. Yeah. So yeah, that's the jet mode. It's pretty straightforward. You even got some little, actually I'm seeing that as that. Oh, Takara Tomy, copyright 2022 Hasbro. Yeah, one real quick comparison. This is the Coronation Starscream from Studio Series. To give you an idea there. Very similar colors. Because, well, they're both supposed to be movie accurate. I'm not getting the G1, or not getting the Masterpiece Starscream out because that's just a lot of extra work I'd have to do off camera to transform him. So, no. Yeah, there you go. And of course, transformation is pretty simple. Oh, it's a G1 toy. So first of all, get the missiles off. Try not to fire off the missiles in the process. Get that goes off. Take the front landing gear off, and that is pretty much useless in a robot when you have nowhere to put that. So that's the thing. Anyway, they tell you to take stuff off, and you really don't need to. So first thing I would do is just go ahead and take the wings and rotate those like 90 degrees, like so. take these tail fins and right here and rotate those about 90 degrees. Also in mine, that's another thing you can see. Stress mark, that's a big problem, is some of the stuff doesn't fit quite right, unfortunately. Anyway, try to rotate 90 degrees, bring the feet down. They'll kind of click into place, at least one of them does. This one doesn't, which is a little worrying. So you got that. Then back here, you want to go ahead and untab the nose cone and push up from here and just push the center bit and they'll come apart. Push the center bit through and around, like so. That'll become the arms. And of course, you can go ahead and take the wings and swing those up the rest of the way like this and angle them or whatever if you want. And also, take the nose cone here, right here. You want to split it right here. Feed that through here like this. Feed it through cavity. Of course, also angle it right. Feed it through that cavity. Bring that up. Yeah, bring the cockpit down and bring the nose cone up and rotate it around so that, of course, the head's exposed, like so. Now, the other thing, of course, is weirdly enough, because I have to do this because of this nature of things, extra accessory stuff. Because, yeah, you got fists are extra accessories, which will plug those on to the ends of these little bits to give them fists, like so. And then we can leave the missiles in like this, but you could also, well, unpeg them and peg them in right there. There's just a little hole. You can leave the original missiles, or you can get these missiles. And these you just also can plug in like that, like so. And there you go. That is G1 Starscream in his robot mode. And yeah, Starscream here is it's G1 Transformers. He doesn't really do a whole lot, honestly. But again, you get the kind of, you can see what, inspired the cartoon and brought us a character who is well loved today. But yeah, you can see his head there, which is nicely painted on mice and mine. Apparently, a lot of people have had really bad paint on the faces, but I got a good one. Looks pretty good. You got the whole thing. Of course, you can turn him into a cone head pretty easily. So that's a thing. You got the nice red and all that stuff, and you got the blue fists. You got the wings, that's upside down Decepticon symbols, and you got I guess the null rays are now a thing, and you got the blue on the shins and the blue feet and all that stuff. You got these little fins on the sides of his feet, whatever. On the back, you have, well, all that stuff. There's not really a whole lot there. Yeah, it is G1 Starscream. There's also something that I just remembered. I just totally forgot to mention in the vehicle mode. I'll kind of somewhat mention it here. But yeah, of course, these can also, well, still fire. I mean, again, I think these fire worse. That's the thing, is because of these safety missiles, what I'm going to probably try to see what I can do is cut these down, because I have a guide right here. I mean, just cut them down a bit and see if I can get them to more or less match this and, well, work here, we'll see that. But yeah, posability, well, he can't really do much except his arms can, well, move up and down. I guess you can kind of move them outward a little bit too. His toes can tap. Yeah, it's a G1 toy. I guess you can flap his wings or whatever, or even, remove them. Here's the thing, I'm scared about removing these ones because I remember I had a G2 Starscream and I removed these all the time, and they eventually the pegs broke, so I don't want to deal with that. Yeah, there's one other accessory with this release, which is Megatron in gun form, and he can hold it, kind of. You can see possibly stress marks. Yeah, there's stress marks here because of I'm not sure if it's this peg or the fist. Because, well, what you do is you split that like that. See. And you plug this part into the top of the fist, and then this right here, there's a tab on the bottom of the fist. You plug this part into, and yeah, I think that's what gave the stress marks. But yeah, you do that, and now he's holding Megatron, which is pretty cool. But I believe I'm gonna have to untransform him a little bit for this part because I totally forgot about talking about in the jet mode. But let's transform him real quick and just get this stuff out of the way now. I believe the whole thing is because there's those bits in the show where, well, Starscream had, Megatron underneath. And I believe because there's this thing right here on the side of the handle, I believe this is to, well, peg into one of those little chest vents. because it is more or less the right size, although it's very tight fit. It's either clips on or I think it pegs in though. I think it's supposed to peg in like this, and see, that does kind of line up. So I think that's what it's supposed to be. Although funny enough, I believe it pegs into this one a little better. I believe it actually pegs in this one a little bit better than does the other one. Maybe not. But I believe that's what that's for. It doesn't say anything about it. Just like doesn't say anything about this in the instructions, but that's what it feels it's supposed to do. Also, this is die cast like the original, so hey, that's something. Still got some die cast if you care about that sort of thing. Yep. That's the thing. It's got the good old parts forming, and of course, this, again, like I said, very sensitive missiles. It's got the good old parts forming, which means the fists have nowhere to go in jet mode. The landing gear and of course, these bits have nowhere to go in robot mode, or in these, and the fists and these bits have nowhere to go in jet mode. So yeah, it's just parts forming. It's very maximum G1, whatever that means for you. It is very G1 to its very G1 self, considering it's one of the original, like, you know, ones from 1984. Well, this one in particular isn't, but you know, it's one of the Transformers. Anyway, real quick comparison, of course, is with again the Studio Series Starscream, which even though the jet modes are actually pretty close in size, but here you can see a very stark difference in height, mostly because his legs extend, his do not. No, so this has always been a thing. Even my G2 Starscream did this. I'm not sure how common it is, but yeah, you can see the legs don't quite sit straight. They like to bow in a lot. Yeah. But yeah, pretty much the only reason I got this guy was just because of I had a G2 Starscream. I was kind of a little nostalgic, and I went, yeah, you know what? I miss this thing in a way, because mine is beat. I would compare it, but mine is beat to crap and has pieces missing, and yeah, I don't even know where it is. I actually kind of know where it is. It's in pieces, and I know the pieces are scattered. I know that much. So yeah. So there you go, a G1 Starscream, but with more movie cartoon accurate colors. If that's your thing, well, he's available at Walmart. It's an exclusive. Walmart.com is dragging its feet on shipping them out, but if you go to your physical Walmarts, apparently he's like pops up there. That's where I found mine. I went to Walmart and they had 2 of them on the shelf, so I grabbed one. Other thing is, I believe he's about $40. $40 is a lot of money for a G1 toy, and if you're not really into the whole G1 nostalgia, skip it. If you're just kind of marginal, yeah, wait for it to go on deep discount, or skip it if you're not super into the G1 toys. Me, there is a bit the degree of nostalgia for this because I had the G2 version as a kid, so there is a degree of nostalgia for the toy. But if you do not have that nostalgia, you're gonna really be filled with regret, because this is G1 as you can get. It doesn't do much. Its transformation is super simple, and it does the parts forming thing, which a lot of people really hate. Yeah, and also $40. The other one people are looking for, of course, is the Hot Rod, which, of course, because he's in the more cartoon accurate, more pinkish colors, but I wouldn't care about that one, because I have 2 G1 Hot Runs already. I don't need a third one, so I skipped on that. And apparently he's not even showing up in stores yet, so I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, he's all right. The thing on mine, of course, is a couple very weird things, like the tail fin getting stress mark, and the gun. This apparently, that's not necessarily universal. What this one is, apparently it was just simply stress marks on the Megatron gun, and yeah, so just be aware of that. The stress marks may be a problem. Mine is kind of a weird mix of loose and tight, like one of the feet doesn't like to stay put, and so on and so forth. So just know that is expensive, and this is very much for old people who are nostalgic for their 80s toys, and maybe have a really old broken Starscream that needs replacement. So there you go. G1 Starscream. Respect to the originals, but boy howdy have we gonna come a long way. So that's it for this. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. Check out my co-host, cohost.org/Nemesis-Prime. Check out my Coffee and my Patreon. And I shall see you next time with another video review.